Hello folks, Reverend Crystal Cox here, and I want to talk to you today about finding your highest excitement. What it is that makes you feel alive, happy, energetic. It could be anything. It could be reading, it could be rock climbing, it could be a certain sport, it could be running, it could be writing, it could be taking photos. Whatever it is inside of you that you feel really happy about doing, that's your highest excitement. we've been it's been ingrained in us that we can't do this for a living. Well, we can. This is a reprogram we need to do in our mind, in our head, in our emotions. When we do things that we love to do, it creates an energy inside of us that triggers us to knowing more about what it is that we came here, our mission per se. Now, this does not mean that if our highest excitement infringes on another's rights or highest excitement, that this is something that we should do. But I've been thinking a lot, well, for about 4 decades now, what it is that I want to do, what will I allow myself to do, what will make me happy, right? And I never let myself do that. I never let myself spend time in the water, or just spend time writing, or I always have this agenda that I force myself to do every day. I'm in some self-parenting mode where I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. And yeah, there's things that one must do in a day. I mean, you have to get food on the table, you have to take care of your children, you have to do this, you have to do that. So, but even if you can only find pockets of that highest excitement, in the beginning, and open up the law of attraction on it. But I've been working on, giving myself permission to be happy, giving myself permission to be excited. I have for so long done things that other people wanted me to do, or you do things to try to fit in, and you're never going to fit in, really, if you're your true self. I mean, why would you want to fit in, really, right? Anyway, yeah, this video is a bit of a ramble, but I just hear so much about living your highest excitement. And it doesn't have to be something that's exciting to someone else. If being a parent is your highest excitement, it is. Reading, we've all come here to play a part in this big play here on earth, and we've all come here to learn lessons, and what we love to do, that's what our part is. And it doesn't matter if we're driving a truck, or shoveling dirt, or painting what some people perceive as a masterpiece, or taking beautiful photos, or taking care of our kids, or just loving someone, whatever it is that we enjoy doing. And that can go a whole bunch of different directions on judging what other people love to do. But if you love to judge what other people love to do, probably want to rethink that. Yes, again, I'm rambling, but I'm at this point in my life where I'm again making these decisions on, what do I want to do? What do I have to do? What am I going to allow myself to do? If I can do anything I want in the world, what do I want to do? And when you think about that and completely free yourself in this highest excitement, what is the thing you want to do the most? It doesn't have to be like everyone else of, oh, if I got lots of money, I'm going to travel, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. If your highest excitement is to just have a home and just be in that and just be loved and just, write and just chill and help people, or whatever it is that's your highest excitement, it doesn't have to be exciting to others. It's interesting that traveling that I have done, people seem to think it's like, I went to Kauai for a few months, and I went to different places, and people think that they would love to do that. And for me, I've been led to these places for various reasons, of actual just, living, not necessarily touristing, and not like this is some fantasy place to live. And I always wonder when people are like, oh, you're so lucky. But why, if you want to go to Ireland and see it, why don't you just do it? You want to go to Kauai, why don't you just do it? Well, people say they got kids, they got money for this, they got money for that. Well, the basic point in that is that they don't let themselves do it. They don't create a life where that's what they can do. They're fearful. I mean, I'm sure they have family that could watch their kid for a couple weeks if they don't want to take the kid. Kids have school. I don't necessarily believe in school either. Homeschool. A trip to Ireland for a couple weeks or a few months to Kauai or Ireland and anywhere. And homeschooling, it, it seems to be a better option to me. I've met several people in my travels that homeschool with their kids, and they travel doing it. Um, I think you learn a lot more than that, more than being in regular schools where it's just all this same people and same things, and so much bullying and so much. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of school. I'm a big fan of learning. I'm an information junkie, and I love to learn things in books and hands-on and prayer and study and spiritual work. I don't really like to be in school because I find it very shallow learning, and learning a trade, learning to do something in depth is different, but just learning things in general, like the wrong history or things that you'll never use or you aren't passionate about, that's just not for me. Anyway, I have got off tangent here, but I just wanted to visit with you folks about living your highest excitement and why we're not doing so. I do know that shaving my head has been exciting. I love it. I have never felt so much clear vibration in my life than having shaved my head. It's people talked me out of it for the last decade. They're like, "Why would you want to do that? What's wrong?" Or like there's got to be something drastically wrong in your life if you'd shave your head. But I love it. I feel very light. I feel very free. I feel very energetic. I feel all this information coming all the time, and which I kind of live a life like that. I mean, I always have visions. I always have things come to me, and in this next planning stage of what I'm going to allow myself to do, what's my highest excitement? What is it that really makes me feel good? Because I've been, having been my whole life a light worker and a systems buster, and I'm kind of just don't like it here. I miss magic. I miss lucid dreaming. I miss life on the other side without the constraints of being a human, and I remember it. And so, blessing or a curse. So I don't really imagine anything on earth that's really exciting. And so I've been working on, like the last video I did, about imagining things different than they are. So instead of imagining the possibilities of what can be created on earth, like the dream house or the dream is, I don't have the dream house anymore. I don't have I've I've lived all that, and there's no house on earth that would be my dream house. $1 billion might make my dream house, but that's because I would have a lot of sci-fi, a lot of technology of maybe going in and out of, virtual reality and things. And I love Mother Earth and the rivers and the mountains, but I also crave very deeply mystical and magical. And so I'm, really into my church and helping people through that. I found that a lot of people say they want help, but they don't really apply it to their life. And so I sometimes question that, and you can't help people that don't want to be helped. And so just broadcasting the frequency of light as a Pleiadian, trying to bring in different things on earth that are of a higher vibration and different realities. I watched Interstellar the other day, and I really, really loved that movie. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the movie Lucy, and all those strings coming down in the different realities. So you move time, you can look at your childhood, you can look at this part of your time, this part of your time, and then do so for any life. And we're kind of living multiple realities at the same time, and I find it frustrating to just pay attention to only this reality and the constraints of being human, even though I know that as humans we're not emotionally mature enough to be able to just manifest from our mind. We have to grow a lot more, want people angry in their houses blowing things up with their mind. But we can bring in light. We can bring in the power of probabilities, and bringing in different dimensions, and not be so stuck here on the earth plane. So as I'm asking myself about what next for me, and an endless array of possibilities anywhere in the world, in this planet, a little frustrated that I'm only limited to this planet, but I begin to question what is my real and true highest excitement, and I want you folks to question that for yourselves too. So what is your highest excitement? What will you allow yourself to do? What will you allow yourself to feel? Self-esteem comes into play. We tend to punish ourselves and not let ourselves just have a joyous life. And then we have past life stuff. We have trauma from this life. We have our body that holds all this trauma and blah, 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 all this stuff we have to deal with. And if we can just be in a place where we just have fun and love, and in a way that doesn't hurt anyone else, I guess that's a high form of excitement here on earth. But and I don't mean to sound cynical at all, but I've been to some really beautiful beaches, and I've done a lot of things in my life, and I've went down in history. I'm taught in colleges and history books due to my First Amendment case. I've done some things that people might think were their highest excitement, and so I just didn't. I mean, I'm led by spirit, and I do things that I'm led to do, and to just allow myself to just have fun. Well, it's hard to do when you got a lot of healing to do. Anyway, in case you were wondering if I was just babbling, I kind of am. So I guess I'm gonna go now. I love you guys, and I really hope that you're living your highest excitement, whatever it is, and that you're able to find joy and love and peace in your life every single day. God bless you.